Things take a turn for the worse.
Send it back where it came from.
We got shots fired down the street.
Alright, steady.
Hello. Been a while. Been like a month or something since my last video. You all really liked that one, so I knew I did something right there. Yeah, I got nothing. I usually introduce myself as some outlandish name, but I don't have anything today. So I am just DallasLosSantos, and welcome back to the DallasLosSantos Power Hour. Diesel, I would have gotten him in here, but he is unfortunately hanging out with George. So can't have it on. I can't have him on today. In terms of my art, I haven't been working a whole lot on that lately. I have been in a little bit of a motivation drought, unfortunately. So I don't have anything interesting to report on. I did have a movie, as I'm sure you all know. The last video was talking about it, and then eventually I uploaded a trailer for it. It was for a film called Wawa's Big Adventure, which I was very excited to make, but I eventually ditched when I realized how many frames I had to animate in just the first scene, which was like 6 minutes. It's a lot of work, and considering that no one asked for this movie and no one's going to watch this movie, I just kind of ditched it. So unfortunately that has been cancelled. In terms of big art projects, I'm thinking, I told you all about We'll Die Eventually, right? I came up with a film called We'll Die Eventually around about the beginning of last year, and yeah, it was originally going to be an animated comedy film, but then again, animation is hard, it's expensive, so I have instead converted it. I have decided to make it a comic instead, like a web comic, and hopefully that'll be able to convey the story that I want to tell adequately. Maybe one day it'll get the fucking the boys Homestuck fucking invincible treatment, and the comic will be adapted into the way I originally intended for it to be. That would be awesome. But for now, I just have to focus on getting the first comic out. I have made 5 pages, and that was a few months ago, so I haven't really been that motivated to do it as of late, unfortunately. But I've got nothing but time. Alright, second of all, what happened lately? Oh yeah, I turned 18, so that was cool. People won't stop asking me if I want to go and buy myself a drink. I don't really. There's not that, like, drinks aren't. Like, I'm more of a Monster guy, to be honest. I don't really like poison. I'm not trying to be like, oh, that's bad for you. You shouldn't be drinking that. I wouldn't do that. It's like, it tastes like shit. It tastes like shit, and it doesn't even get me drunk. So, and even then, people say like, oh, being drunk is horrible. Okay, don't drink the beer then. It's bullshit. I can put my dick pics online, which I was much more excited about, so that's cool. But other than that, yeah, I'm basically just the same guy. I'm just not allowed to make pedo jokes anymore. Not that I really wanted to begin with. I don't really make those kinds of jokes that much. since I hit puberty. Also, I don't know if I was allowed to before, but anyways. Yeah, I'm 18 years old, and I feel the same way I ever did. This is something that I'm going to talk about that's been weighing on my mind for about the last half a year. So I'm just going to say it. I am a transgender woman.
No!
Which means that in my mind, the way I feel about my gender identity doesn't exactly match with my biology. And so I desire to one day present myself differently. And maybe pursue medical altercations to my body to better match how I feel on the inside, as is my right as an adult. I'd like to make it known that even though I do desire to be recognized within society as a woman, I don't expect to be referred to as one, at least not right now, because although I would like to one day change things about myself, I am still, at the moment, a hulking tradie who moves heavy objects for a living while I'm in the sun. Like that one level from Ultra Kill. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Additionally, I also do not intend to get any kind of surgeries like some other transgender people do, or God forbid some kind of fucking sex change, because to be honest, I like having a cock, and replacing that with an artificial vagina, in my eyes, doesn't, like, the pros of that don't exactly make the cons worth it, if you know what I mean. Like, I've heard horror stories about sex change surgeries, but they were from some random fucking stranger in a Team Fortress 2 lobby who told me not to ruin my life for a laugh. So yeah, totally not biased at all. At most, I'd like to maybe start HRT, maybe once I get a less physically demanding job, because the one I'm with now isn't really convenient for that kind of treatment. This side of myself isn't something I considered until roughly June 2025, at which point a lot of my past thoughts and feelings about my gender and my body throughout my youth and adolescence started to make sense. Since then, it's been a little bit of a tough time for me, because the things people say about the minorities they don't like when they think we're not listening aren't fun to be on the receiving end of. So it's just been a little bit tough to keep all that stuff inside and not know whether the people in my life will be supportive about this new realization about myself. And on that topic, I am going to explain why I am admitting this on a public YouTube channel with 30 subscribers. My family watches my YouTube videos. More specifically, my siblings watch my YouTube videos, and my parents hear my siblings watching my YouTube videos a couple doors down the hall from them. So chances are that they're going to see this video right now. I have been meaning to tell my family, mainly my parents, about this, and I did get pretty close to telling my mother about it a couple days before Christmas, but much like a pre-op trans man or a post-op trans woman, I didn't have the balls. So I just didn't end up telling her. Eventually I had an idea. Why should I have to talk to them about it when I could instead make them talk to me about it? It's genius. I don't have to work up the courage to go and talk to them about it. I can just record this video that I'm recording right now, upload it to YouTube, and sit back and wait for them to confront me about it once they see it. They might not even fucking talk to me about it. They might not even see the video, but at the end of the day, at least it's out of my system. I can't say for sure if I know that this will be worth it. because I don't have any idea how mature my decently conservative Gen X Outback Australian parents are going to be about it. The things that I've heard them say or agree with on the rare occasion transgenderism comes up while they're in my vicinity are the main reason that I'm choosing to let them know indirectly for a YouTube video. So I am slightly cautious about how they're going to react to my personal choices that don't affect them in any way whatsoever. Maybe they'll go back on all the promises of unconditional love that I've been told about for my entire 18 years of existence. Or maybe they'll act like Ted Campbell from Ha Ha You Clowns and just hit me with the, "You boys are just growing up so fast and I feel like if I blink I might miss everything," and then be decently supportive from that point forward. Either way, I just hope that they remember that whether I wish to be their son or their daughter, I'm still their child in air quotes because I'm a fully grown adult, and I hope that they just treat me with the same respect that they always have. Also, my name is Dallas. They called me Dallas. That's a gender neutral name. If they didn't expect this to happen, I don't know. Fuck, man, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm definitely not trying to allude to the fact that I want my parents to be respectful and open-minded about this, because I'm like 80% sure they're gonna see this fucking YouTube video. As for my siblings, I don't care that much about what they think about my gender identity, because they've never claimed to have any kind of outright hatred towards transgender people. And even if they do, tough tits, kiddo, sorry. Let it be known that even if this is a public YouTube video with an open comment section, if you're someone who already knows this about me, or if you're an extended family member, or if you're a complete stranger or some other miscellaneous person who I don't really talk to that much, any opinions you might have on this matter will promptly be discarded. If you're going to be a transphobic piece of shit and try and dog on me, that's cool, but quite frankly, if your perception of gender, like if you're such a closed-minded moron that you think that the function of my junction should dictate whether I wear a boring pair of jeans or a nice, pretty skirt, I don't really have any respect for what you think. If you are going to be supportive, that's nice and that means a lot, but unfortunately I do have to be fair to the Twitter blue users who pay for Elon Musk's shitty Twitter apps, so unfortunately your opinions will still have Be right back. Hello?
Nubby from Nubby's Number Factory?